am a poet, so I live in the moment, risking balance and family. Like Jose Marti, I might pursue extremes. Traveling to Cuba could cost me a $50,000 fine from the United States Treasury. That's absurd, anachronistic, Cold War bullshit. But I'm Cuban American and I want to know what that means. My grandmother was originally from Santiago de Cuba. She left for California a long time ago. It's her voice I think of, her love I remember, the joy that motivates me to return to visit her family in Santiago before I go to the poetry festival in Havana. Gotta continue to build that family relationship. When I arrive, they'll offer me everything, even if they have to borrow for it. Hope my presence is a benefit and not another burden to balance, because I know they'll give me everything they have. Still. My name's Paul Flores. I'm from San Francisco, and I'm a poet and a playwright and the producer of We Have Iré. Also, I play a Christian who's a Cuban American who wants to return back to Cuba to reconnect with his roots, and in the journey he discovers all kinds of cultural connections to the island, including spiritual experiences that he has at Cobre in Santiago, as well as in Havana at the International Poetry Festival. Visiting your family in another country is like a homecoming and an out-of-body experience at the same time. My aunt has a tiny house just outside Santiago. I feel lucky to be here in El Campo. The next day, we all go visit La Caridad del Cobre. I've never been to Cobre before, and this is something else. La Caridad del Cobre is more than just a church. La Caridad del Cobre is the holiest place in the country. La Caridad del Cobre is the patron saint of Cuba. Her shrine lies near the copper mine in the middle of the Sierra Maestra Mountains. La Caridad del Cobre is Our Lady of Charity. La Caridad del Cobre is a mulata virgin, a mixed-race saint, she who walks on water and saved 3 slaves from shipwreck in a storm. She gives us life, love, wealth. She is Oshun, African goddess of the river, defender of all women, Cuban mother of the syncretized world, la más bella del mundo, Mamachola, Dialorte, Ochum.
He climbs the steps, past a line of palm trees, surrounded by green mountains, to the entrance of the church. Si una luz redentora te llama y te llama con amor a la tierra, yo quisiera ver a ese ser cantándole gloria divina.
Our tour was canceled in March 2020, so we had to find an alternative to keep the, life of the project going. And, when everybody is kind of sheltered in place and not able to connect, it's easy for folks to forget about some of the work that they were doing before the pandemic, because, crisis takes over. And I think like everybody, at different times throughout the pandemic got really small and, we're just thinking about survival, and, art making wasn't a huge priority. Around a year after the pandemic, in March 2021, I spoke with Miami Light project director Beth Boone about, do you have any plans to ever present We Have Iré if you guys open up? And she says, Paul, we won't be able to open up at all in 2021. Let's do something else. Let's record a CD. We have a new music production project going here where we're collaborating with an engineer and a producer to make music. Would you like to record the music of We Have Iré instead of waiting for us to present you because we don't know when we're going to open?
My name is Rosalba Rolón, and I am originally from Puerto Rico and have been in New York for almost 40 years, and I am the artistic director of Pregones and Puerto Rican Traveling Theater in New York. I am the director of the production We Have Iré, and I also worked with Paul Flores, the writer and creator of the piece, in realigning or assisting him in aligning some of the text to make it all work together as the production that he had envisioned. Paul and I have known each other for many years, and we have coincided on many occasions, and we had always talked about working together, and this seemed to be the perfect project for us to come together and work on it.
Lost in the middle of the ocean. I haven't eaten anything since we left Havana. One full night and one full day has already passed. There's 16 of us on a tiny boat made for 8. There's only one engine and one extra tank of gas. I don't see anyone. I don't speak to anyone. I carry 2 plastic bags. One to throw up inside of the boat and not in the water where the sharks will feed. The other hidden under my shorts, containing all the names and numbers and emails of all the people who said they would take care of me if I ever left Cuba and made it to the United States. Lost in the middle of the ocean, and everyone around me is delirious, tripping, telling the driver to go into this direction, no into that one, no into the other. And the waves keep crashing into us, and the boat keeps turning us back and forth. And I don't have anything in my stomach. So I try to reach to the front of the boat to feel the air on my face. But the waves keep splashing me until I'm soaked. And I vomit again. This water is endless. This water won't leave me in peace. And all I can keep thinking about is surviving. All I can keep thinking about is everything.
My name is Ladies Belfrede, and all my friends in the community call me DJ Ladies. And I'm from Cuba, and I live in Oakland, California. My story is how I came to United States, crossing the ocean, like from Cuba to a little island in United States, and I was trying to reach my dream, which was to be a DJ. I'm happy to share to We Have Iré the world of my journey from Cuba to the United States. Every time I see the place and I'm inside the place, I feel like I'm inside the boat, and I feel that moment. So I would love the people feel that, because it was intense. It was a very inolvidable historia. So for me, first Yemaya is a god, and I was never like into the religion, but when I crossed the ocean, all my whole family believe in Yemaya, and a lot of my family have Yemaya. So I talked to Yemaya, and she gave me a message. And when I was in the ocean, when I was, during this trip, I felt like Yemaya, it was next to me all the time, and it was like telling me what I need to do. So for me, Yemaya is like my, my vision, like some, I don't know if I can say someone, but it's somebody that when I feel fear, when I feel sad, when I feel unhealthy in mind or anything, so I can talk to her, and she's like, give me some signs that that's what you need to do. And so for me, Yemaya is, I don't know, it's life. Madrecita Yemaya, tú me prometiste que me ibas a traer en tus brazos.
Madrecita Yemaya, if you're with me, give me a sign. Give me a sign that you're with me, please.
Tengo fe.
I believe in you.
Tengo fe.
I believe in you.
Tengo fe.
Estamos en la Unite.
Estamos en la Unite.
Yo soy de un modo de ser.
Estamos en la Unite.
Que al mundo le doy de nombre.
Estamos en la Unite.
Le canto lo mismo al hombre.
Estamos en la Unite.
Al niño que a la mujer.
Estamos en la Unite.
Oye, por eso esta noche yo quisiera
Estamos en la Unite.
dejarte la cosa clara.
Estamos en la Unite.
Oye, que desde esto se para.
Estamos en la Unite.
Que desde Cuba se extraña el malecón. Estamos en la Unite. Estamos en la Unite.
Hey, Christian, why do you really want to go to Cuba, compadre?
Things won't be the same without Fidel. What if they start charging you rent? What if they don't give you any more free food? What if they take away free education?
Oh, you mean, como aquí?
Yeah, like here. I don't want Cuba to be like here.
Oh, you want to support the revolution, huh?
I want to visit my family. They're in Cuba too.
A musical play, in a way, musical story, in addition to all the beautiful text and movement and dance and all that. And the pandemic brought the production to a halt in terms of touring, which was already lined up.
And so I contacted Yosvany and I said, Yosvany, do you want to record the music? Do you want to make a CD? And he said, well, of course, of course I want to make a CD. But what will we record? How will we turn the play into a representation, a musical representation on CD, an album? And so we came up with a strategy for what we would record. Rosalba and I went through some of the narratives of the play, following different stories that happened to four people, these four Cubans, and we broke them down into short monologues and brought the music in to help give people a context of what they're listening to. What's the story behind the music? Then we also recorded the jazz tracks written by Yosvany Terry and had an amazing band.
My name is Yosvany Terry, and I'm from Camagüey, Cuba. I'm a saxophonist, composer, educator, and I'm come from one of the musical dynasty families of Cuba. Like in the same way that we have here in the United States, the Terry family is also one of the families in Cuba that has helped prevail and keep the musical traditions in Cuba alive. We are today in the Samurai Hotel. Even though it's not a hotel, it's a recording studio. We were fortunate to work with Mike Marziano, the recording engineer, someone that I've had the opportunity to record with him for many, many projects. We're recording here the music of the multidisciplinary play We Have Iré. It's a play that I composed the music for it, and written by my friend Paul Flores, directed by Rosalba Rolón, based also on the life of 4 characters, ladies, DJ ladies from Camagüey, the same province where I'm coming from, Ramón Ramos Alayo, a great dancer and choreographer from Santiago de Cuba. The play is about their lives, their frustrations, and their accomplishment. And more than anything, about the life of Afro-Cuban people within the United States, and also in their pursuit of, getting their work being heard, but at the same time, immigrating into a country that is everything is new to them, and they have to create community, and they have to be part of that community, and they have to become who they are in this new place. So this is what the piece is about. Since we could not perform during the year and a half of the pandemic, it was a great opportunity that came from the promoters and presenters to create an album that reflected the music of the CD. And it's a concept that was very famous before. We used to have the soundtracks of the film, and it was more like a coffee table gift, because you would have something like that you would listen, and it would make you fly into all of the scenes from the film. And unfortunately, this is a tradition that it's been lost. So in a sense, we're trying to conquer a similar idea, but with a multidisciplinary play, which is it's a different situation. So for the people that have seen the play, and even for the people that have not seen it, it gives them a lot of insight, because the insights of the characters, the music, the colors, the flavors, the smells of the different places that the play takes you when you are in a theater. So if you could take both the island of Cuba and the United States, and you can put them inside of a CD and then show that to people, that's what we're trying to capture here.
think we wanted music that sounded great. We wanted engaging stories that when somebody's listening to it, they're gonna wanna like get interested in the character and find out what happens to them. We also wanted to tell a journey. So I think this CD represents the journey of, travel through Cuba internally. What is it like for people in Cuba to move throughout the country, from the countryside to the urban center, from the urban center to the United States, from the United States back to Cuba. I think that was like this journey that the play takes, and I think that's what I'd like people to receive when they listen to this piece, like a kind of musical journey through Cuba and the United States. And it's been fun talking about what the CD could capture as far as someone's experience of Cuba by listening to this CD, someone's experience of the immigration process. And so I kind of also want people to learn these immigration stories. I would love people to be more aware of what Cubanos go through, what Caribbean people go through when they immigrate to the United States. So that's really what I hope, and I hope that folks will dig the CD enough to ask for the whole show, to want to see it produced again. And that's why we've made a CD. That's why we have enlisted the support of so many great people. So my hope is that the CD is a door to learning more about Afro-Cuban culture, about Cuban immigration, and I hope that the CD is also a door to wanting to see more and see this play produced live again after this pandemic.